I don't understand why everyone is not hopping on this train now. Personal branding is the next big thing and people are sleeping on it. Personally, this is what I think. In the future or in recessions or whenever bad things happen and people start to get laid off, people who have personal brands will be one of the only jobs that are going to be recession proof. Think about it. AI will probably take over a lot of these jobs. Technology is going to advance where we're going to need less people in certain jobs and more people are going to be competing for certain jobs. But there can only be one you. Big or small, personal branding can be for everyone. And there's 5 reasons why everyone needs to get started developing their own personal brand today. And these 5 things have already affected me, even with the small audience that I have. And this is barely the beginning. So let's start with the first one. Personal branding creates new opportunities where it allows you to meet new people, bring in new money, and it brings you deals. Now, this has affected me in a weird way. As you may or may not know, I have an ATM company. The last 2 deals that I brought in for my new locations were because of my personal brand. Now, I'm not a big influencer. I don't have a big personal brand yet, but people are starting to realize what I'm about. People know that I have an ATM company. The last location that I just signed today was because someone believed in me. Someone trusted me because of my personal brand. They know that I talk about ATM companies. They know that I have some locations. They have the social proof that I'm a trustworthy person, and they brought that deal to me. There was 5 people competing for the same location and they brought it to me because they knew the fact that I can close on the deal, that I was legit, and it was all because of my audience. The last location before that one, it was from an old friend that I knew, and he saw my Instagram and he knew that I was in the ATM business and he knew somebody else that needed a location and he reached out to me to serve that location. If it wasn't for me talking about what I do and showing people what I do, I wouldn't have gotten these new opportunities to create new money, meet new people. Now, the second reason why you need a personal brand is because attention is the new currency. I don't care about money anymore. I care about attention. I care about having a social status in this world. And that's what everyone is going towards to. That's where society is going towards to. Attention is the new currency. Money is great. Pays the bills, pays everything, but people underestimate attention. Everyone's fighting for attention. Netflix, YouTube, Instagram, everyone wants attention. Why? Because attention pays. Think about it. If you were a personal brand, if you were a person that someone was willing to pay because of their audience, they're gonna pay you money for the amount of eyeballs that you bring in. Say for example myself, when I grow this YouTube channel and I have an audience that's loyal, an audience that pays attention because they trust me, people are going to pay me for my audience because I bring value to my audience, they trust me, and people are gonna pay me to just be in front of them. Attention is the new currency. It's going to pay you in amounts that most people can't even understand. If you think about it, in the older times, attention was brought through the news, brought through cell phones, brought through door to door, and now this new way of living is through social media, through YouTube, through all these different platforms. Attention is the new currency and you have to get on it. Now, the third reason why you want to build a personal brand is because everyone has a story to tell. Personally, I find it really selfish of people who are really successful and aren't showing other people the ropes. What do I mean by that? In the older days, everyone had to figure it out. And this is why I hate the older generation, because they say, oh, in my days, I didn't have anyone to help me out. I did everything on my own. It doesn't have to be like that anymore. I hate people who say that. I did it on my own, so you have to do it on your own. No, it doesn't work like that. We're supposed to have it easier. It's supposed to be easier for the new generation. That's the reason why I make these videos, so it can be easier for the next generation. The problem is that a lot of the people who are successful, who are up there, they don't look like you and me, right? Minorities, people with certain backgrounds, everyone's different. Everyone has a story to tell. This is why I tell anyone, you have a story. Someone can relate to you. There's someone out there who was you before you were successful. And if you remember what you were going through when you were not successful, you will realize that all of that sucked. You sucked. It sucked, and if you had a mentor, someone who can show you the ropes, who make that whole entire journey much easier, you know you would be so much appreciative of it. And that's why Everyone has to tell their story. I find it personally selfish for anyone that doesn't want to tell their story, because there's someone exactly like you who is going through everything that you went through and just needs you to show them the ropes. So don't be selfish. Help the future generation out. Your personal brand, whether it's big or small, it just takes one person. You can change one person's life, and that can mean the world to them, and that's how you give back to the world. The fourth reason why you need a personal brand is because it proves that you're legit. Nowadays, everyone's competing for the same amount of jobs. People are not gonna know who you are if you do not have a social media presence. I do not care if you do not care about social media. You need a social media presence. Personally, I rarely am on social media. I don't scroll, I don't comment, I rarely am in social media whatsoever. I spend majority of my time on YouTube, and the things that I do post, I just go on the app to post. So I don't participate really on social media. I can show you my screen time and you'll see that I rarely am on it just to post. That is it. However, I need a social media presence because that is going to prove to people that I am legit. The deal that I mentioned earlier, the only reason I was able to get that deal is because I proved to people that I am legit. When I go out to interviews or meeting other people, they check me out on Instagram, they check me out on YouTube, and they somehow, some way in their mind, it kind of puts me on a higher level just because I'm doing something that most people wish to be doing. It proves that you're legit, it trusts people, and it's going to open new opportunities for you. If you don't have a personal brand, you are not going to be real. The last reason why you need a personal brand is because it's fun. I don't understand. People do not look into the future, and this is me looking way into the future. Before college, it's all fun and giggles. You're going to school, you're kind of clueless, you don't know what's going on. I am noticing this pattern right now where people are graduating college and not knowing what to do with their life. This is where people fall into depression, where they don't know what to do because they realize that this is it. You can do whatever it is that you want. There's no one telling you when to show up, what to do. You have to figure out everything out on your own. The unfortunate part is that there's so many things that you can do that it gets overwhelming for a lot of people, where they get stuck in the same position. And they go to a job that they don't like, and they're constantly doing the exact same thing over and over again. And they come to a midlife crisis because they don't know what to do with their life. They start questioning life. They start thinking that life sucks and that life is unfair, and what is the point of life? Building a personal brand, yeah, it's a lot of work, but it gives you something to do. It gives you something to do when you're bored. It makes you more money. It's fun. At least for me, it's fun. It may be fun for you. You just got to give it a try. Personal branding is going to give you a purpose, or it might help you find your purpose that you're looking for. Again, this can go in multiple different directions. It's up to you to take advantage of this opportunity that may or may not be here later down the road. But I also understand that building a personal brand is not for everyone. It's not. Not everyone wants to be this influencer. Not everyone is okay with being on camera. But there's so many ways to build a personal brand, whether it's YouTube, writing articles, Instagram. There's so many different ways. Personal branding can go a long way for a lot of people. The reason why most people don't start is because I think they just overthink it. I think they overthink how much work it's going to be, or they underestimate how much work it's going to be, but they don't realize that it's actually a lot easier than you think. Most people nowadays, because everyone's kind of going down the same boat, they just want to connect with you. They just want to relate to you. And if somehow, some way you can figure out a way to show that in a video, show that in a post, show that in an article, people are gonna get closer to you. You'll build more connections, and the more hands you shake, the more money you make. Personally, I'm building my personal brand because I know it will take me to the next level. This is what's going to take me from 100,000 to 400,000 to $1 million. It's a long game, and I understand that, and I hope you understand that too. But as I've mentioned to everyone, I am in this game for the long haul. I don't care, because what else am I gonna do? There's literally nothing else I would rather do than try to build something. That gives me purpose, that enjoys my life here on earth, and why wouldn't I? So I would encourage you to start your own personal brand because it'll help make this whole entire life journey a little bit easier, a little bit more fun, and it'll probably make you a lot more money than you're currently making. But that's it, guys. If you did find value in this video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.